Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas's Daily Free Winner Show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, Sports Memo. Now, guys, it is Thursday, but we have one of the best panels we've ever had on a First Family Show. We're very excited about it. Let's bring everybody on. Let's go around the horn. Dan Kaiser, Nick Parsons, you know him also as the Insiders Room, our good buddy Jeff Michaels, who AKA JM Sports. Good morning, Dan. How are you today?
Doing good. Getting ready for the kickoff of the college football season.
I know you're a big college football guy. We've talked on this show of your alma mater, and we're looking forward to a lot of insight on this show over the next several months, and also on the new football show that we're going to tell you about, sports fans, in just a moment. Dan knows, he knows pro football pretty well too, but he is an excellent college football capper. So we're going to get into that in a minute. Good morning, Nick. How are you today?
Doing fantastic, Joe. Yeah, just like Dan, looking forward to week 0 of the college football season. But yeah, look to close out the, you and I were talking just before the show started about the preseason. I have a really a great preseason pick here for you, but we can get into that more here shortly.
Great stuff, and you're doing some great work. You really hit the ground running here a few months ago. Sportsman, we're honored to have you. Our good buddy, Jeff Michaels. Jeff has been a regular on this show. He's doing some great work on the Full Count Show. We've got some fun stuff we're going to tell you about starting tomorrow, Jeff and I. Jeff, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, Joe. I was looking last night. I'm sure some of you guys saw on Twitter. I was almost changed my name to Joyce down here for today.
To what?
For Joe, my dad put on Twitter yesterday that they're going to start calling me Joyce for tomorrow.
Joyce?
Oh, Joyce?
Why Joyce? I missed that one.
The daughter from Family Affairs.
Oh, there you go.
So I said I got to bust out my blonde wig and change my name to Joyce down here, I guess, huh?
You're too young to remember that show. I used to watch that show live. There was Mr. French, Buffy and Jody, and Brian Keith was the dad.
Well,
I remember that show.
To be honest with you, I don't even remember that show.
You know what? You don't have to tell everybody you're younger than me. You don't have to tell everybody you're younger than me. Sports fans, you know how I start every show. Good morning, honey.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
We have a great show. We're very excited about quite a few things. A couple of announcements. We've got a ton of free picks coming to you. Baseball, football. We're excited about today. Couple of announcements. First of all, we need your help, guys. We need your help. We want to hit 10,000 subscribers on the Sports Memo YouTube channel, and only you can get us there. You helped us hit 5 about a month or so ago, guys, and we appreciate that. But we want to hit 10. Can't do it without you. When you hit that subscribe button, you'll get an alert every time Sports Memo has a show. And in a few minutes, I'm going to tell you why you don't want to miss anything happening in the fall schedule for Sports Memo. So hit that subscribe button. We need your help. A couple other things, guys. Dee and I are excited about a few things going on this week. Tomorrow, we're going to be guests of our friend Mark Davis.
Very exciting day tomorrow.
I like Mark Davis. He's a friend, and I bust his chops that I'd rather have no hair than his haircut. We laugh about this all the time. I said, Mark, the haircut. He says, Joe, you have no hair. I said, come on, bud. I'd rather have no hair than that haircut. But we're going to be guests of his tomorrow. Patriots, Raiders preseason game. And then in a few weeks, we're going to be at the first regular season home game when the Cardinals come here to Vegas at Allegiant. We're looking forward to that. A couple other things, people ask all the time. We've got Nikki Glazer next week. I'll be introducing my good friends, Generation Kiss, which is made up of guys that was in Sin City Kiss, the number one Kiss tribute band in the world. They lost one of their members, their founding members, Las Vegas Gene. Rest in peace, Gene. We love you. Luis Reyes. My good buddy Steve Mitchell, who plays Paul Stanley, he has had me come on a few times and introduce them. If you've ever seen a Kiss show or watched a concert, you want the best, you got the best. The hottest band in the land, Kiss! I was doing Sin City Kiss. I announced them next week during their debut. Joey D will take the stage and announce Generation Kiss in their first ever concert. I'm looking forward to it.
You did that so well that I think from now on, when you introduce me, I want you to do that.
As long as you
every morning.
As long as you address me as sire, I don't think we have a problem. And then, we got Monday's Dark next week. My good friend Mark Chinook. You guys know him. He is the voice and the hype man for both the Raiders and the Golden Knights. And he's the announcer for ESPN Boxing. He's a good friend of ours. We go back a long time. We do a lot of charity work with Mark. He has a charity Monday. Next Monday, we'll be over at Monday's Dark, the space every 2 weeks for a local charity here in Vegas. He raises $10,000
Every
with
week.
some of the best entertainers on the strip. You got to see the people. I mean, it's just amazing. So we'll be there. Then we got Enrique Iglesias, and that's about it for this month coming up.
Yes.
We only have like 5 or 6 shows this month.
So we should
Probably-
be nice and tired.
Probably
by the end of the month.
cheaper to do crack than it is to go to all these shows. But having said that, we are very excited over at Sports Memo and the Wager Talk families too, because we have 2 new shows starting. First, tomorrow, this Friday, we're going to make history. Never before in the history of sports betting has there been 4 family members on one panel. So get ready. You never know what's going to happen. Ralph and Jeff Michaels are going to join Dionne and Joe D'Amico tomorrow, as the first family show is going to become the Family Affair show on Fridays from now on. So tune into that as we make history. We're working on either giving some free service or some wager bucks. We're going to need your help for a few items. We want to make this show. It's going to become very popular overnight. But I want you to know, we want to really speed up the process. We're looking to give away some free service or some wager bucks. So tune into that tomorrow, because you never know what's going to happen when Ralph, Jeff, Joe, and Dionne are on the same panel. Also,
I'll probably
guys,
be the only one who's behaving tomorrow.
honey, let me tell you, don't let her fool you. She's the evil one of this relationship. I'm the good one. So, and a week from today, we're very excited. Last year, it was the biggest show in sports betting in football. The football forecast, college football forecast, pro football forecast. We're going to be coming at you. We have a new format, but every Thursday, we're going to be giving out a ton of free winners in the college realm, on the pro football realm. These are 2 separate shows, even though we're going to do them both, on Thursdays. I'll be coming in every week with some input from our good friends over at one of my favorite books, the Superbook at the Westgate. They're going to tell us who moved the lines in both college and pro football, wise guys, sharps, general public, where most of their money needs to come in on, where they're, it's just great stuff, great information, great content. That's going to start next Thursday, guys. And I think our biggest announcement today, you notice that Dionne and myself are both wearing number 22. I am an Emmitt Smith fan, always have been. Good friend of mine since he came into the league. The first year he came to the league, we became friends. But today is our 22nd anniversary. Happy anniversary. And I love it.
Congratulations.
Chris, our producer, hates public displays of affection. Chris, we'll do it again next year, maybe on Valentine's Day. Happy anniversary. That's for you, Chris. Now, actually, I get to spend the last 22 years with my best friend, my soulmate, the love of my life. And I got to tell you, we always joke that 9 days after we met, we moved in together, and that is the truth. And my life and myself as a person has been better for having you in my life the last 22 years.
You.
So thank you for everything. I love you more than anything else in the world. And I get to wake up every morning and talk sports with my best friend. And it's nice. Now, we don't always agree, but that's what relationships are about. It's not the good times in this, and it's not, it's a journey, not a destination. It's about how you get through bad times or even tough times. And trust me, there are mornings before we come on the air, guys, where she wants to kill me. I've absolutely annoyed her to the point where I don't know how she doesn't hit me over the head with a chair from behind, because, you can't come at me with a chair, because that's foreplay to me.
But
No,
you know what? I would take those days any day with you, whether we're having good days, bad days. I cherish every day that I have with you, and I fell in love with you the first day that I met you.
And I love you, baby. And I love you more and more with each passing day. And, we raised a beautiful son together. He's 25. He's a Marine. We love you. We've got 4 dogs. We've got my father. He lives down the hall, which is like having another child. So we love you, Pop. My father's like, if you think I'm loud, you should meet my dad. There's an old joke in New York in our neighborhood that if you got my mother, my father, my sister, and myself at Yankee Stadium, we could clear it out by the 7th inning stretch, which is funny. I'm the least opinionated of the bunch, I'll tell you that. But having said all that, we like to do a little fluff in the beginning of the first family show. But this is a very important day because 22 years, I love you, baby.
I love you too.
But we want you to celebrate with us. Dionne, it's all yours.
We do. Since we are celebrating our 22nd anniversary today, we have an amazing discount for everybody over at Sports Memo. You can get a 3-day all access for just $22. All you have to do is use code ANNV22. That discount will be available until Sunday. So make sure you hop on that before it disappears. And
if I may, excuse me, You could buy one of those today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, buy it again on Sunday morning. So you can actually get six days of either one of us for $22 each, or get both of us for $44, 6 days, another 6 days. This is amazing. And thank you to Sports Memo. We have the best support staff in the world. I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off. Go ahead, baby.
And we also do have another great special going on right now. You can buy September, and August is absolutely free. It's just 5 weeks, gets you $2.99. No code is necessary for that one. Don't forget, August is absolutely free. And with pro and college football starting, and baseball, WNBA, I mean, there's so much going on the rest of this month. You don't want to miss out because there's so much extra play that you can get for absolutely
there's certain
free.
cappers here at Sports Memo, Don, Buster, Dr. Chuck, that dabble in golf, tennis, you name it. Boom, boom, boom. So you can honestly follow your favorite capper or cappers, and they can put out a ton of props. Your favorite capper or cappers for $2.99. You're going to get 5 weeks, less than $60 a week, off the charts. So thank you to Sports Memo, the best customer appreciation discounts anywhere. Dionne, without any further ado, let's go right into today's free plays. Guys, Nick Parsons, you know him as the Insider Room, has been here at Sports Memo for a few months, and his reputation certainly preceded him, and he hit the ground running over at Sports Memo. He does some amazing work. He's on quite a few leaderboards, and I did look before the last few weeks. I need to be on top of everything as I host these shows, that he is a monster in college and pro football, and he's a guy that you could follow. Doesn't matter the turf, doesn't matter the court, doesn't matter men, women, doesn't matter where it is. Nick Parsons is a winner. He's got some things he's going to tell you about on the premium side tonight, maybe over the next few days, or maybe even some packages he's excited about. And he's got another free pick for you here on the First Family Show. Nick, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Joe. And I mean, when we look at the leaderboards right now, we can see who's at the top of those leaderboards. It's the First Family. It's Joe D'Amico right now. You're just on fire, my friend, as usual. And so, I mean, all of the handicappers over at Sports Memo, I mean, it's difficult to stay on top of those leaderboards. Everyone is crushing it all the time, and it's super competitive. But yeah, you talked about some of the records we had, and last year we finished off the playoffs and the Super Bowl on a 9-1 run. So we're looking to take that regular season run over into the regular season. I know we still have one more week left of preseason, and we'll get into that play shortly. But yeah, we already have our first pick up for the opening night. We're playing a total. It's a big 5% play, and that is available right now over at Sports Memo. So please go take advantage of that. But Joe, yeah, we were talking a little bit about before this started about the preseason this year, and I was thinking, about preseasons past, because you have the 4 games before. It's only 3 now, and so those 4 games, it really felt like a mini season to me. You had your first week, your second week, and then the third game, it was the starters and veterans playing for at least 3 quarters. Then your fourth week, I know a lot of handicappers that really felt that fourth week was actually the best week of all. Those were the weakest lines. Now it's the 3 games. And so as somebody who's really used to patterns and following those things and being able to identify certain things, I found it a little more difficult, although I do know that we have so many different cappers here at Sports Memo who are doing fantastic in the preseason. But anyways, for this selection here, I'm going to suggest a play on the Seahawks. Seattle is in Dallas, and Seattle's a huge favorite here, and there's a reason behind that, and that's because Dallas is going to play no starters and could care less about this game whatsoever. Seattle's 0-2 straight up. It's 0-2 against the spread. It's favored on the touchdown. Obviously, Seattle's in rebuilding mode this year. It's only predicted to win like 5 games this season. Last week, they were pretty ineffective at home against the Bears. They lost 27-11. But Seattle's still trying to figure out its starting quarterback. And so that's the reason why it's favored here by this much. Dallas has all of its key positions sewn up. The Cowboys are just going to go through the motions in this one. So, yeah, Seattle not only got rid of Russell Wilson, but it also, longtime defensive leader Bobby Wagner. So Ty Lockett and DK Metcalf are going to be the focal point of this offense, obviously. The defense does have some talent in safeties, Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams. But, yeah, the quarterback battle is between Geno Smith and Drew Lock, who they both look pretty good in their first preseason game. It was a 35-20 32-25 loss at Pittsburgh. Locke came over in that Wilson trade. Each of them had over 100 yards passing in that one. Last week, Locke didn't play. It was Smith and Jacob Eason splitting time. Locke was actually out with COVID issues. But he's back this week. There's no front runner for that position right now. So we're going to see a classic battle here. Pete Carroll has even said they have 2 number 1 quarterbacks to open the season. So I was also mentioning to you, Joe, that I didn't really, I think probably Seattle's going to go under its season win total. This is a difficult position to be in. If you're Seattle, you know that you're not going to be in the playoffs. So really your best position here is to tank and to try to get the number 1 pick. But for this game, I just think that Dallas could care less about it whatsoever. Yeah, as I mentioned, it's just going to go through the motions, Joe. And this quarterback battle here between these 2 players, this is important to them. I think that'll be enough to help Seattle finally get its first win and cover here in the preseason.
Absolutely. Great stuff by Nick Parsons, the Insiders Room. Guys, Nick is doing great work in multiple sports. And like I said, I did look at his past records before coming to Sports Memo. He's a monster, college and pro football. Use some of these great customer appreciation discounts. Follow Nick. You'll follow him all the way to the bank. Nick and I spoke before the show. Nick, a lot of the things that we look at in preseason, handicapping preseason football, is a world away from what we use during the regular season. And
Exactly.
Having a 3-game preseason, you were right. You hit the nail on the head. A 4-game preseason was like a mini season. Having a 3-game season preseason changes the dynamics of how we look at all the games, not just the final game, final week of preseason. And we did talk. The Cowboys are going to sell tickets. They're without question the biggest media team probably in NFL. They get a lot of hype. They get a lot of headlines. Whether you love them or love to hate them, fine. And you're right about their positions. As far as the Seahawks, this is a team for almost the 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years that were winning. They're a winning team, a winning tradition. They've got loyal fans. I know all of our watchers, they keep up. And plus, playing in Seattle is one of the toughest places to play in all the NFL. But this is a team that is obviously, and their fans know it, they're not going to make the playoffs. But this is an opportunity for them to get their fans excited, maybe sell some more individual game tickets or some season tickets. Sports fans, like I said, this is a bit football, although we love it. We love to watch. We love to bet it. And when we're kids or even when we get older, we like to play, like to talk the pigskin around. But this is still a business to the NFL. They need to sell tickets. It's an important thing, and they need to get their fans excited about it. And this is a great pick and great breakdown, as usual, Nick. We've come to really expect greatness from you, and every time you come on the show, man, not only do you hit that greatness bar, you jump over it. We keep putting the bar higher and higher, and I got to tell you, you keep reaching it. So thank you for everything, guys. Nick is going to stick around for a couple of minutes, and we appreciate that. Let's go to somebody who is on the WNBA, the WNBA and the baseball leaderboards is leading, which pisses me off because every year I'm used to leading every week of preseason. Is leading the NFL preseason over at Sports Memo on the leaderboard and finished last college football season number 2. My wife, the first lady of Las Vegas, who, guys, it is so nice to see both D'Amicos on the leaderboards. Normally, when you see the D'Amico name up in lights, it usually says on trial, apprehended, at large, guilty. You never know what it says, which is true, by the way. You can look it up. But Dionne is doing great work in multiple sports, and she's a monster in college and pro football. Did very well in pro football, too, but did finish second in college football this year. She's going to tell you what she's excited about tonight and over the next few days on the premium side, and she's got another free winner for you. Dionne, the floor is yours.
Thank you for that great introduction, baby. Like Joey did mention, I am a perfect 5-0 in preseason football. I am also number 1 in MLB the last 30 days with winning percentage, and I finished number 2 in college football last season. I already love some pro and college football for the next few days, so this is the perfect time for you to take advantage of the amazing discounts that are going on over at Sports Memo right now, or even pick up that 3-day all-inclusive special for Joey and myself to celebrate our 22nd anniversary. All you have to do is use the code ANNV22 upon checkout. On today's cards, though, I did feel that they were a little bit tough today, so I did pass on all of my premium plays today. But I'm going to go ahead and jump right into a free play for everyone today. My free play takes place on the Diamond, where the New York Mets host the Colorado Rockies at Citi Field in game 1 of this series. You got two teams on opposite sides of the spectrum here right now. Colorado has really been struggling and sits at the bottom of the NL West. New York, on the other hand, has been playing great ball and owns the top spot in the NL East. Ryan Feltner and Jacob deGrom are scheduled to start today. Feltner is 2-4 with a 5.88 ERA. The right-hander has never faced the Mets, but let's be honest, it really doesn't matter who's on the mound for the Rockies today, as their pitching staff has been horrible this season. DeGrom is 2-1 with a 2.31 ERA. In 9 career starts against Colorado, he is 5-1 with a very low ERA of just 1.17. In the righty's last 3 starts, he has struck out 9 or more batters in each of those. New York should win this game, but the line is so big today. And to me, there is no value in it. So I would rather stay away from the side. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the total today. The under is 11, 3-2, the last 16 meetings between the Rockies and the Mets, 6-1-1 in the last 8 matchups in Citi Field, and 5-1-1 in the Mets' last 7 games played at home. With the Rockies owning the worst NL road records this season and going up against DeGrom, I expect a low-scoring game today, so I'm going to go ahead and take the under.
The first lady of Las Vegas, who's killing it. She's only like a 14-2 or 14-3 run on free plays between this and the MLB show. She says under Rockies, Mets, and guys, follow her all the way to the bank. Whether it's preseason football, perfect 5-0, MLB, WNBA, playoffs, and core college football. And she does well in pro football. Last year, she was among the leaders as well. Guys, follow her. Use this $22 3-day anniversary discount. Or honestly, go get one of her season discounted packages. Or just follow her for the next 5 weeks. $2.99. You will follow her to the bank. She's a winner. Why do you think I married her? Sports fans, I think we lost Nick. He had some technical issues. These things happen. We'll work around it. It brings charm to the First Family Show. Speaking of charm, we're really proud to have Dan Kaiser with us at Sports Memo. And I'll be honest, he's now a regular on the First Family Show. He's doing the MLB show, I believe, tomorrow. And we look forward to this. Guys, Dan is one of the newer additions to the Sports Memo family, and he hit the ground running. He's doing amazing work in a couple of different sports, but I did look up his records prior to coming here, and I will tell you, I don't know if there's a guy or a person, that was sexist, if there's a capper that is as knowledgeable or as successful in college football as Dan is. He knows a couple of conferences very well, but overall, he is a moneymaker in college. Now, he does well in pro football, but he is one of the sharpest guys I've ever met in this business in college football. And I personally look forward to having him also on the college football forecast show and the NFL show as well. But as I host that, having people like Dan on, Jeff inside his room, it takes a lot of pressure off of me. My big mouth doesn't have to wag all the time. My tongue doesn't have to wag, because the insight you get from Dan Kaiser is unrivaled. Dan, welcome. You're doing some great work. I know he's going to tell you about a few things he's got on the premium side, and he's got a big free winner for you. Dan, the floor is yours.
Thanks. And after your introduction of the people and your 22 years of marriage, I was sitting around then saying, "Oh, I'm friends with Nick Parsons and I have a dog. Thank God football season's starting." But here we go. Yeah, it's a week 0. It's kind of a short card here, but there are 2 games I do like that I have up on Sports Memo, and in breaking down the games for this show, I did find a total I really like, and that would be posted sometime later today. But looking at today's game for my free play, I'm going to the Conference USA. We have a showdown between North Texas and UTEP. These 2 teams played last season with the Mean Green coming out with a 2017 win over UTEP in Dallas. North Texas, they started out last season 1-6, but won 5 straight games, got into a bowl game, won their bowl game, ended up with a winning record. They're 5th in the nation last year in rushing, but they did lose their top running back to the transfer portal. But they do return 4 of their top running backs, and a good one for the old guys. They return Austin Oon at quarterback. He's a 28-year-old, still 28 years old, still in college. I thought I went to spend a lot of time in college, but I never hit the 28-year-old mark. they're playing UTEP. UTEP lost their top receiver to the transfer portal, but they returned their starting quarterback who threw for over 3,000 yards and 18 touchdowns last season. The thing about UTEP's offense, they were 89th in scoring last season, but second in the nation in plays over 40 yards or more. They're big, go for broke, big play offense. A couple of trends here. UTEP is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 home games, 7-3 in their last 10 games overall. And North Texas isn't a great team in August. They're 1-4 in their last 5 games in August. UTEP's their defense returns a lot of players. They should be able to slow down this North Texas offense. They're playing at home. They got the big play offense. I think they'll hit a couple of big plays in this one. So I'll take them as a pick 'em. Take the UTEP Miners.
Sports fans, Dan Kaiser, one of the best I've ever seen in college football, says the UTEP Miners in week 0. Dan, you mentioned, Conference USA. I think a lot of people out there, whether they're new to sports betting or they've been doing it for years, they don't realize that not every play has to be SEC, Big Ten, ACC, Pac-12. These lesser conferences, I don't mean to say lesser, but we know the Power 5 of the Power 5. These smaller conferences or lesser known or lesser popular conferences, there's gold in them, there, Hills. Dan, don't you agree with that?
Yeah, especially for me because I basically live in the middle of MAC country, so
Okay.
I'm 30 minutes from Western, so it's I follow that a lot. These smaller conferences, people don't spend a lot of time on it because it's not they're not glamour. They're, as you said, they're not the big names, but you can find some good things in there, and I like looking at the smaller conferences for big plays here and there.
And I want our sports fans out there to realize something. Whether you're new to this or you've been doing it for decades, please understand something. This should be enjoyable, but it doesn't mean you have to bet every game that's on television, every marquee game, every ESPN game, every Thursday night game, every Monday night football game. Let me tell you, you be disciplined, you pick your spots, you will make money at the end of the season. And it's always been my experience that it's more enjoyable when you have money in your pocket each week or throughout the season. Now, I want you guys to know, though, just when it comes to football, because everybody has a computer on their phone, so to speak, tablets, computers themselves, whatever, there's a lot of information at your fingertips. There's weather conditions, injuries, blah, 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 but line movements. There is nothing to me more important in football than shopping a number. Mm-hmm. Please understand this. The difference between winning and losing is literally a half a point. So you shop a number. Now, I do know people that when numbers are around, hot numbers, your 1s, your 2s, your 3s, your 4s, your 6s, your 7s, people automatically buy it up or buy it down. I will tell you this. Do that in spots as well. Because you lose a few of those, so that extra 20 cents will take its toll. Remember, this is I hate to say it, it's a sales pitch term. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You want to make money every game. I get it. Nobody wins every game. I'm one of the best in the history of this business. I don't win every game. I don't win every day. However, when you pick your spots, you don't chase your money. If you go 0-2 during the morning and you like a game in the afternoon, don't double up, guys. It's stupid. But on the same token, if you're 2-0 in the morning, you still like a game in the afternoon, don't double up again. This is about money management. It's progressing. It's about knowing when to strike, when to be patient. And it's also knowing about when to walk away. If the line does not give you value, walk the frig away. There's 90 some odd games on the board every week in pro and college football, give or take with the extra board games. And you don't have to bet every one of them. And if you don't find one that they give you advantage, you'll probably find another. But shop. This is your money. I'm going to tell you now. There's a few things in life you have to be very careful with. Love and money. Always, always, always. I'm telling you now because God knows if you don't do it in love, your money's going to be gone anyway. We both know that. All right, just tell Tiger Woods that. No, I'm kidding. Sports fans, Dan does great work. We got some great customer appreciation discounts over at SportsMobile. Follow Dan after the show. You're going to follow him to the bank. Now, we did lose Nick Parsons from inside his room. But Dan, you're going to stick around for a couple minutes?
Yeah. Actually, if I can touch on one point also that you brought up. Also, if you like a game and you like the number, get it. I would say get it early because obviously the line might move against you, but like a case in point, but if you're watching the Vanderbilt Hawaii game, It opened at 6.5. It's already now it's up to 8. So if you like Vanderbilt and you waited, now you just cross the key number against you to 7. So I was like, if I like a play, I'll get it early. If the line moves against me, so be it. But I'd rather have 6.5 right now with -6.5 with Vanderbilt than -8.
And Dan makes a great point. That's the insight you get here in the First Family Show, and you'll be getting in a week from now on the College and Pro Football Forecast shows. Great insight. Guys, please also take one more thing, Dan, and I think you'll agree with this. There's certain teams that are fan favorites, general public favorites, so to speak. Yep. Notre Dame's on TV every damn week. Their numbers usually going to rise. So if you like them, bet them early. I know Jeff knows that. He's already saying the Cowboys, teams like that, and your powerhouses in college and pro football, your Alabamas, your Ohio States. People, the general public are going to bet those numbers most of the time.
And
not everyone. Bet those numbers up. And Dionne says, "Don't bet with your heart." I'll be honest, man. You can't bet with your heart. I mean, Dionne's whole family are from Chicago. If they bet the Cubs every day this season, they'd probably be living in my spare room. I'm just saying because the Cubs. I like the mess with Dionne.
It's the same. You have to look for where you're going to make the money. You can't bet with your heart because it's not always the right choice.
No.
And as much as you want your team to win, it's sometimes it's just
you just
not
can't be better.
there for you.
I mean, Jeff is a big Cleveland fan. Cleveland. I almost said Indians. I'm sorry, guys. No offense to the Native Americans. Sorry, guys. A Cleveland Guardians fan. I'm a huge Yankees fan. The Yankees and Jeff, I'll issue in a second. The Yankees are usually very big favorites for the first half of the season. They did nothing. They won just about everything. But even with their great winning percentage, if you probably bet them every day, you probably even broke even or lost some money because they're such big favorites. Now they went on I know last a couple of days they were 10-20. I think they're on a 13-20 run since also, give or take. Don't quote me, sports fans. Give or take. You got to pick your spots and don't bet with your heart. If you want to go to a game, you want to put $20 or $50 on to stimulate a little excitement. That's great. That's fine. Have fun with it. But guys, there are certain teams you really got to keep an eye out on, and if it doesn't bring you value,
stay away.
$5 and $50,000 are the same thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I can tell you stories, which we will during football, about clients that I've had over the years, personal clients they're liquid. They're worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and they like to bet a nickel dime a game. I have clients that are baccarat dealers at Caesars, and they like to bet 5 dimes a game. It's what your comfort zone is, but it's also what you can afford. So remember that.
Well, that's just like this morning, the game that I covered today with the total. I mean, when we looked at the game this morning, it was what? The highest line that we've ever seen.
Jeff, was the Mets today? They're over $4. Was that the biggest opening line we've seen this season, Jeff? Did you know offhand?
I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, here I can check. I can get
that is crazy though, guys. Dan, you'll appreciate this. Today. The biggest bookmaker in the country for decades lived out here. Good friend of ours. He was originally from New York. Came out here in the 50s, 60s. They actually called him the host of Las Vegas, my moniker. And when he met me, that's how I got mine. He said, "Joe, you're the new host of Las Vegas." But he was the biggest bookmaker. As a matter of fact, in the movie Casino. Joe Pesci's character owned the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Santora didn't own that. It was this guy who owned it. He opened up a bunch of businesses just so he could take book and loan money. And I will tell you this, back in the day, and I'm going back 30 years ago, if a line went from 185 and was getting bid up, he automatically went to a run line. He didn't go $2, $2.22. And that's in the days when you had guys like Clemens and Gooden and guys like that, and then Randy Johnson and guys like that. He wouldn't go. We automatically put it to a run line. Jeff, what were you going to say?
Second biggest line of the year. I got my Stat Daddy pen handy, so the SQL helped me out pretty quick. But -475 for Blake Snell against the Nationals on August 14th. So just 11 days ago. Wow. There was only one other game. Toronto was -410 in July against the Royals. But those are the only 3 games this season over 400.
Guys, listen, there's no money in it. There's no value in it. I don't care. Dan, I don't care if it's Sandy Koufax pitching with the 27 Yankees lineup behind him. Guys, if it doesn't bring you value, stay away. Watch it, have some popcorn, have a cold beer, enjoy your night. Speaking of popcorn and cold beer, my good buddy Jeff Michaels, we always have a good time when he's on the show. He's doing some great work over at Sports Memo. I know he's excited that football is upon us because he just loves it. And he's a winning capper in it. But he really does know baseball, and he knows it as good as anybody I've seen over the last few years. And he is so well-read and so knowledgeable. I know he's going to tell you about a few things he's excited about on the premium side, and he's got another free winner for you. Jeff Michaels, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Joe. I was going to say, just to the football point, definitely excited. Going to keep some of my football stuff for tomorrow for you, so I am going to stick with baseball. But this is the first time I believe I've been on a show with Dan, and I was going to make almost the same comment he did. I'm smack dab in the middle of Toledo, Akron, and BG. So I'm a MAC guy too. I love watching them, and you find some value in those small games that people aren't, changing the money and paying to attention all the time. But like I said today, I am going to stick with baseball, and Joe mentioned it quickly, but I'm going to roll with the Yankees today, and I'm going to do it on the run line. Like we said, they may be struggling, but Oakland has struggled all year too, especially at home and at night where they're just 8-21 on the run line. I struggle with his last name sometimes. He looks to be on the mound tonight, and he's gotten just 6 runs of support in his last 3 starts. But Oakland in the last 3 games is hitting under 200. And when they're on a run like that, they're just 7-20 on the run line at home. And they're just 5-15 on the run line after scoring 4 or less runs in 3 consecutive games, which they've done in that same stretch. And, the one thing that does catch my attention with the Yankees today that I think this could start something heading into September is their success coming off of rest, as well as Oakland's lack of success when their opponent is well rested. It's something that's really helped the Yankees. New York's 30-19 on the run line with a day off in the last 3 years. And this season alone, when they have at least 1 day of rest, they're 8-2 in their last 10 games when the line's between -300 and -115. So pretty good majority of their favorited games. And Oakland's just 1-8 this season on the run line, 0-9 straight up when their opponent has at least 1 day of rest. They're putting up 1.67 runs in those games, and they're allowing nearly 6 runs. I think that extra day of rest does something for New York. I will make mention, I found it a couple places tonight earlier, including our Wager Talk odds site, that it does look like Jameson Taillon is going for New York. Haven't seen the official posting of that, at least on MLB's website. So do yourself, the due diligence of double checking that before the game does go off. But it does look like it's going to be Taillon, and, barring some crazy AAA, call up or somebody who normally doesn't start. I do like the Yankees in this situation coming off the rest, but if it is Taillon, then this is definitely my best bet for you today. No question.
Sports fans, Jeff Michaels, aka Jam Sports, says the Yankees minus a 1.5. He's doing great work in multiple sports over at Sports Memo, and he does win in college and pro football. So use some of these great customer appreciation discounts after the show. Follow Jeff. Jeff, you think the Yankees turned the corner after their slump since the All-Star break?
You look at, like you said, you look at the last 20, 30 games, there's questions to be had, but you look at it as a season in a whole. It's hard to imagine that the dominance that they put up in the first half doesn't come back at some point, at least. Maybe they're saving it for the playoff run. You said it yourself, if I do recall, that you don't want to be 120 win Yankee team and put that target on their back. So, I think it's in due time that they do turn things around, and coming off a day of rest against the Athletics at home with the Athletics at home at night. Could be the one to start it.
I spoke with Ross and Jesse a week or so ago on First Family Show, and I am a Yankees fan, and it's not wishful thinking. I always want the best for my team, but this team had such a big cushion in the AL East. I don't think there was a warrant for urgency, or they were committing Harry Carey, because they had such a big cushion. They could have taken it easy, waited for a couple of guys to get healthy. If they turn the corner, if they win a few more games, then I'm a lot more confident. And I do like your play today. This was something I was going to put on the board, but I come off a 5% winner last night. I wanted to put out something big, but I couldn't find anything big today. But this would have been the Yankees if I would have went something big and put it out. I'm glad you came in with it. Great stuff, Jeff. Jeff is going
I
to
will
stick
do.
around, guys, as well as Dan. We did lose Nick Parsons through some technical issues. That happens, guys. Brings charm to the show. So time to adjust the headsets. Now, I did lose my free play on this show yesterday morning, but I did win the best bet on the afternoon of the MLB show.
But you're all over the leaderboard. I mean, you're killing it. I mean, your winning percentage, profit. I mean, you're all over for NFL, baseball. I mean,
well, you know what, babe? I've been doing this a long time, and I know how to pick a winner. Case in point.
well, thanks.
Sports fans, fresh off another 5% winner last night. My 5 and 10% plays are on a 56 and 25 run. The last 7 days, number one, 8-1 I am. $100 bettors up over $3,000.
Wow.
Still number one the last 30 days at Sports Memo in winning percentage. I did pass today, guys. I'm not here to give you action. I'm here to give you winners. But I will tell you this. Tonight, I will have several games posted for both NFL and college football, and there will be some big game plays in there. I'm talking 5 and 10% plays in, if you recall. In 2022, I am 13-0 in my 10% releases. And I'm leaning towards one tonight. It will be up this evening if I have it, but there will be at least a 5% are up. I'll tell you that. Grab some of those discounted packages today. I would love it if you get the 3-day package. You see the code scrolling across your screen. But follow me for the next 5 weeks. I promise you, you'll come back for more, just like she did. Anyway. Sports fans, let me go into today's first family free play. Let's go to the diamond, my friend. There is no question that the American League East is the most competitive division in baseball. Theoretically, all 5 teams can still make the playoffs. However, I would bet against the Boston Red Sox doing anything this October except for playing golf. Sorry, Red Sox fans. By the way, that was good. They showed signs of life for a while, but have since come back down to earth. They currently sit 4 games under 500. 16 games back in the division and 7 games back of a wild card spot. On the other hand, the Toronto Blue Jays are playing some very solid baseball. They sit in 3rd place, 8 games back, and currently possess a wild card spot. My friends, they need every win they can get right now because they're just a half game behind the Tampa Bay Rays in the division. And let's face it, with less than 25% of the regular season remaining, the race for a wild card spot is going to be a dogfight. To say the Blue Jays have had their way with the Red Sox this season would be an understatement. They have won 5 consecutive meetings, 8 of the last 9 meetings, and 17 and going back a bit are 17-5 the last 22 overall meetings. To make matters worse, the once strong Boston home team has dropped 7 straight matchups with the visiting Toronto squad in Fenway Park. This includes games 1 and 2 of this series by a combined score of 12-5. Kevin Gausman and Cutter Crawford are scheduled starters today. Gausman 9-9 with a 2.99 on the campaign. The right-hander has faced Boston 4 times this season, going 3-0 with a 1.38 ERA. Get this, guys. I had a double and triple check this stat. He struck out 37 batters in 26 innings pitched against them. He runs through them like a hot knife through butter. He seems to be getting stronger as the season progresses. Crawford, 3-5 with a 5.14 ERA on the campaign. To be honest, he's been erratic at best. I'm not trying to put him down. You know, people think he's got some promise, but he's been erratic at best. This team has lost 4 of his last 6 turns, and now he must face a lineup with one of the top batting average in the majors, as well as one of the top home run hitting offenses in baseball. Guys, he's in for a long day here. Toronto, 6-1 the last 7 versus the AL East, 6-0 the last 6 versus right-handed starters, 4-0 the last 4 versus teams with a losing record, 5-1 the last 6 on the road. Take the Blue Jays here. The price is a little high for me. I mean, if this was a little lower, $1.40, $1.45, I might have put them up as a premium play. But, guys, you don't pay juice on a winner, and a win is a win is a win. Take the Blue Jays. Let's bring Dan back. Let's bring Jeff back. We've got a couple of announcements. Then we're going to run down today's free plays. Then we're out of here. This is the longest Fresh Family show we've ever had.
We have a
lot of fun, a lot of stuff to talk about.
We have a lot of good insight on a lot of things for people to know about.
You know, I do want everybody out there, Jeff and Dan, you know, we're very proud of the First Family Show. You know, it's a lot of fun. It's a little lighter. It's the first show of the morning for Sports Memo. It's an early show. It has a nice shelf life. But it is now the longest running show in the Sports Memo library. Mm-hmm. So we're very happy about that. And because of you, all the viewers out there, and you guys, the great cappers that contribute, you've made it very popular. We're going to keep coming to you Monday through Friday. Well, Monday through Thursday. Friday becomes First Family Affair tomorrow. We're excited about that. But we've got a couple announcements. Don't forget the full count, the MLB betting coverage show coming to you live today, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. My good friend Jeff is going to be hosting, joining him, Dr. Chuck and Ronald Shebang, Kabang. So tune into that before you make any of your final MLB betting decisions for the day.
Yep.
Dionne has some discounts she wants to tell you about. We're going to run down the free plays. Then we're going to get out of here.
So don't forget, we are celebrating our 22nd anniversary today, which is a big milestone for us. And we would like to celebrate with everybody over at Sports Memo. You can get a 3-day discount, all sports inclusive, just $22. All you have to do is use code ANNV22 upon checkout. We also do have that great special where you can buy September and you get August absolutely free. That's 5 weeks for just $2.99. That one there has no code necessary. And with all of the sports that are going on right now, it is the perfect time to jump on either one of those because there's going to be a ton of action going on.
All right. And you want to follow these documented winning cappers over at Sports Memo because they're the best collection of cappers I've ever seen. Let's run down the free plays. Nick Parsons, who had a takeoff, has the Seahawks minus the 7 points. Dionne, what did you have for everyone?
I'm going to go ahead and go with the Rockies Mets under today.
My good friend, Dan Kaiser, what did you have for everyone?
UTEP, pick 'em.
Our handsome co-host on the MLB show this afternoon, Jeff Michaels, what did you have today?
Yankees on the run line today.
And your sexy and savory host, Joey D, has the Blue Jays minus the 165. My friends, the best collection of cappers, as I just mentioned, anywhere on the planet are at Sports Memo. Go over to Sports Memo Twitter page. Follow it. We each post tons of free content. You get futures, you get odds, you get great columns. Each one of the cappers are starting to write columns. Guys, go follow them. Also, Dionne, they need to follow the cappers here.
They do. You can follow all of the amazing cappers from the Sports Memo show. You can find Dan over at Dan Kaiser Sports. You can find Nick Parsons over at the Insiders Room. Jeff Michaels at JM Sports CLE. You can find myself at the First Lady of Vegas and Joey over at Joe D'Amico Wins.
I did your thing wrong again.
It's okay.
I did. It's one ST, Lady of Vegas. Guys, I'm sexy to look at and I could pick winners, but I am the worst typist in the world. Forgive me. That's on me. Guys, tune in, right? Are you going to do the tune in part or me?
Either one.
Why don't you do it?
Okay. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the first episode of The Family Affair, along with the two of us and the wonderful Jeff Michaels and his father, Ralph. We will be doing that tomorrow morning, and then we will be back next week for the first family show. So don't forget to tune in to all of the amazing shows over at Sports Memo. On behalf of Dan, Nick, Jeff, and us, and Sports Memo, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.